Hello everyone, this is Dr. Song. Welcome to my YouTube video. We started from the last session, the week 1 lecture, and then we didn't finish completely the part. So today I will add that this part which remained from the last week, and then we can finish the week 1, and then we can go to the week 2 slides. So what we saw last time, that was about the steps in the quantitative research. So on this slide, you can see that there are different steps, and then I'd like to just review what I said last time. So you can see the theory and the hypothesis. So that is the theory is a literature review, and then hypothesis is about your research questions. However, I said that these 1 and 2 steps that can be vice versa. So sometimes the theory can begin, and then you have the hypothesis, but also if you have already questions, and then you can have the literature review. So that can be the 1 and 2 can be vice versa. And then in the third step, research design, this is a very critical and important step because I said that the quantitative research method is posited in the absolutely truth exists in the world. So that is their ontological worldview. And then also because of that, they have a epistemological view is to put the one hypothesis, their assumption, and that should be proved. So that makes the research design is a more quantitative direction. So this combination is very important. So a researcher has a what kind of a philosophical worldview, and then that is ontologically is a positivist. That means that there is absolute truth in the world, and then epistemological view is about to prove what they think. That combination makes the positivist tradition, and then that produced the research design is a quantitative method design. And then operationalizing concepts. Also, this is a very critical steps. That means that you want to measure the phenomenon. So phenomenon can be the very abstract term like self-esteem or depression or how can I say anxiety, for instance. So this kind of concepts, how you will measure. So this operationalizing concept is a very critical steps. So you will find the many theories and the researchers, no, research and then the literatures, and then you will decide how you will define your concept and then how you will measure that concept. So that is the this fourth step. And then next step is selecting the research site. Yeah, so this is very important also. If you go to the qualitative direction, maybe it will be the more important this step because you will know where you will conduct your research. But in the quantitative research way, you will choose that will be the like a survey, for instance, or the desktop document analysis. So this kind of sites are more limited in the quantitative way. It can be also the laboratory. So you will, if you want the experimental research, that will be another space. And then selecting the respondent, that is a participant. So what kind of participant you will use? Data collection, that can be in the quantitative way. It's a survey is most commonly used, but also you can do the content analysis. It's like a desktop document analysis. So that will be the data collection step. And then data processing means that you will proceed with analysis of the descriptive statistics. So you will prepare your data when data is collected by the survey, and then the data you will start to analyze in the SPSS, for instance, and then that will be the descriptive statistics. And then with that descriptive statistics, you will proceed with the analysis. So that will be the inferential statistic part, and then you will obtain the result, and then that is the interpretation of your result. Finally, in the end, you will publish that result through the article, like academic articles, and then also the infographic, that is like your how can I say that, like a campaign kind of that kind of board. You can produce that. It's a very short image, and then people can understand what is the result. And then we can talk about the survey research. So this is most commonly used for the quantitative research. And you know already you heard about the survey monkey and the quatrix. Also in many academics they use that. So that can be the survey form. And then this one, through this one, we can measure the people's opinion and the habits and the perception, etc. Then designing the survey. So about this step, you can think about first, what is the research question and then hypothesis. So you will have the research question, and then the answer you already prepared. That is your assumption, and then we call that is a hypothesis. And then you want to test that hypothesis is accepted or rejected. So that is the like a core part of the quantitative research. And you should also select a sample because you cannot conduct the survey for the whole population. So you have to choose the sample. So that is another step. You have to think about how you will select the sample. So for instance, this sampling methods can vary from the quantitative way or sometimes a qualitative way. Quantitative means that it's a random sample. Qualitative way means that it's a non-random sample. So for instance, non-random sample is more convenient because you don't need to satisfy the assumption of the random. Random means that each one has the one opportunity to participate, but that is like a census. But this is not the case. We can use it all the time. So like a non-random sampling and means that convenient sampling, for instance, you will go to the one street and then whenever you meet the person and the person is okay to answer your question, that can be the convenient sample. And the snowball sample means that if your interest is the very something like a secret one, like a secretly did one, like the like a drug users and etc. And then you will go to that place where many drug users live. So that can be the like a specific site. So this is like a specific target. You are choosing the sample that is a snowball sample. And finally, about the language. That is based on the nature of the survey. You will choose the only one language or different languages. So this is really based on the what you want to know through the survey. And then there are three parts of survey in general. This is really the in general, generally speaking. So first part is very common. You will ask the question about the demographic. So dichotomous variable will be your gender. You are a man or woman. And then ordinal variable can be your education level. So it's a high, middle, or low, or it can be the primary, secondary, or university, or a graduate, something like that. So continuous variable can be the age, for instance, like what is your age? People can freely answer about that age. So these are the demographic questions. We will talk about the form of the variable different type. That is the next session. But we will know already there are three different types of variable. But those variables can be used to obtain the demographic information. And then part two will be the academic or social questions. So that is very much used the Likert scale variable. Strongly disagree, strongly agree. So it's recommended more than 5 points. The answer, the how can I say, the selection should be the more than five. So why? Because the Likert scale variable, it can be used as a continuous variable, but if that is a too low point, like a 3 or 4, that is considered the ordinal variable. So be careful about when you want to use the Likert scale as a continuous variable, you have to think about the more than 5 points, five answers. And then ordinal variable. So that is a 4 point like a scale. Yeah, just I explained that, like a high, moderate, low, and that can be used as a scale variable, but that will be the ordinal variable. And then ratio variable means that it's absolutely 0 point exist. So sleeping hours, exercise frequencies. It's very possible people say that I don't do any exercise, so it will be zero. And the sleeping hours, yeah, that cannot be the zero, but we can start from the zero. So that is the ratio variable. And the scale variable, that is the like a complex concept. So like a self-efficacy, traveling attitude, self-esteem. This is not possible to be answered each by the only one question. You need the more questions. So they put us some more questions. And then that can be together to measure about the one theme. Symptom is same. So depression, impulsivity, media addiction, etc. That is like a symptom and the phenomenon of the society. And then you need the many scale variables to measure correctly, and then the result will be more reliable. Demographic variable can be age, gender, marital status, work. That is very common sense. And then when you use the scale variables, and then that is a good example about the scale variable. For instance, indicate your motivation for travel, and then you will say that exploring, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. So one is a strongly disagree, or the four is strongly agree. Yeah. So this kind of questions are scale variables. And then when you make the your questions, and then when you do the answers like this one, like like this okay, like this one, like a strongly disagree and then strongly agree, that kind of four levels. So that is about the coding. So you will make the high as a 4, medium for 3, low for 2, not at all for 1. So all this literal sense becomes the numbers because we want to measure. And when you use the software to calculate the demo, descriptive statistics or the information statistic, all software, they accept only the numbers. So that is very important to code your literal sense to the numbers. The finally, validity and the reliability. So this is a kind of concept people can be confused very easily. So about the validity, you will think about that. Are you measuring the what you want to measure? So if we want to measure about the depression, but your question is related, not related to depression, that is the internal validity is violated. So you should think about that. And then external validity means that the result of the study can be really realized in the real world. So that is too much distant from the real world. External validity is low. And then reliability, this is also very interesting to exactly understand about what reliability is. That is about the accuracy. So your result should be reliable. Why? Because that is used to the same measure is used to the every subject, and then also the same situation, and then also the with the same meaning. So that is a stable and a consistent measurement that increase your reliability. If not, reliability will be low. For instance, also the when you have the research question, sorry, not research question, it's the survey questions. Survey questions is generally constructed with a positive way. So from the do you think that this means that it's a friendship, for instance? So friendship is something sincere. Friendship means that people help each other. So this kind of very positive concepts are going on, and you will say that yes, 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 and then strongly agree. So strongly agree, let's assume that is a 4. But if one question is negatively constructed, for instance, real friends, they are indifferent when they have a difficulty. Of course, you will say the strongly disagree. So in that case, you have to choose the 1, not the 4. So you see, like that, to measure, and then to measure correctly, and then also to see the reliability. Very often, survey questions can formulate the questions in negatively and also positively, so that they will measure the exact good answers from the participants. So participants should not systematically say the yes, 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 and then the 4, 4, 4, 4 like that. They should be careful about how the question is formulated. So that is about the reliability in the survey. So this is the week 1 slides in the end of the slide. So the next time we will proceed with the week 2 slides. Thank you so much for your participation. I hope this information could help you a lot. Thank you.